Wholeness, beautiful beings. Welcome to Notes of Nara. Yeah, this one's late today. I guess, I don't know. Yesterday was a full moon and I just needed to relax and not worry about posting on time today, but I'm still consistent. And so may this message find you well and whole. Woo, it's been a long week. A cold one at that. I'm all layered up. So one of the topics I have written here on shadow work, everyone can choose to be a energy reader or energy consumer. Interesting. I wrote that down a couple of days ago. Energy reader or energy consumer, and I think we have to be both. We have to do this dance of consuming and reading and absorbing energy and releasing, alchemizing it and then releasing it. And so let's just get into the topic and just follow the flow. It's evening time now. It's a very cold, icy Friday, but we are here. I am here and you are there, whenever this finds you. And may this message find you well and whole as always. To consume energy, I find we constantly do it. We're constantly consuming energies around us. But we're never truly trained to read and to discern and to decipher, to analyze, to criticize, to judge, to use our intuition to interpret. I mean, it's embedded in our human nature, especially in capitalism, right? Consumerism is a religion. It is religion of the dollar, of materialism, the physical world. And that's how we engage, we feed the system through buying and through consuming constantly. But we are never taught to alchemize what we consume. So we just keep consuming, keep eating. I can never pronounce this Japanese animation. He's an animator, Japanese director of this anime called Spirited Away. It's a film. I watched it, I think, in the early 2000s, 2002 or 2003, maybe 2001, I'm not sure. But it's called Spirited Away. And it's a beautiful, beautiful story. His films are phenomenal. They are just so full and so packed with philosophy, spirituality, occultism, ethics. Beautiful, beautiful, just original stories too, but also based off of, Japanese culture and Japanese, what's it called? Like just perspective, mindset. But one of the characters in Spirited Away it looks like a ghost of some kind. And the character is about this young girl who ends up in between worlds, in the spirit world, and her parents get caught up and they're entranced by the spell and they turn into pigs, and then she's in the spirit realm. And it's just a fascinating story. But one of the characters that befriends her, that helps her, is this thing that looks like a ghost, right? And it becomes infected by something where it starts to consume everything around it, until this herb she somehow puts an herb inside it, and it regurgitates all this gunk and all this goo and all this garbage and trash and energy out of itself. And by thanking her, it's like it becomes her friend. It's a guide for her, if I remember correctly. But there's a scene in that film, in that movie, where it's just eating so much, eating, constantly eating. Now I remember. So it's just consuming and it doesn't stop. It can't stop. And it brings in tons of gold and prosperity into the bathhouse, right? And so the girl, she puts the magical herb inside the entity, it releases all this pin up garbage, all this pin up gunkety goo, and then it reveals its true nature. Was, I think it's one of, like, a water god of some kind, and so it blesses everyone, and it's just very beautifully told, that story. But that's what I envision when it comes to consumerism. Buy more, buy more, buy more. And I'm slowly, what I pick up on the capitalism culture and buying culture in the Western world, people are finally waking up to how everything is a scam. Everything, the system it's getting more intricate on how it sneaks its way into your everyday life with its advertisements. There's digital advertisement everywhere. But I notice also that people they're not buying into what has always been anymore. And yes, you still have consumerism. Yes, you still need to buy items. You need to buy your toothbrush, toilet paper to wipe your butt, water to drink, because the water is toxic and unhealthy, right? Cleaner than most around the world, but it's still tampered with. They don't keep up with the pipes. You need things. You need to buy your groceries. You need to put gas in the car, right? But there's always a price. There's always a cost. When people tell me, oh, this is for free, there's nothing for free. There's just energy exchange, right? And that's what this balance is with energy reading. You're interpreting energies around you that you are embedding yourself with constantly. And with energy consumption, you are taking it in. We're constantly taking things in, right? Our eyes used to be the original screen, the organic, authentic screen, where we're taking in information through our eyes. We're taking in information from the sun, the codes of nature that surrounds us. But now we've developed somewhat, we've advanced somewhat, and we've manifested screens that are literally mirror of what we are. The AI is mirroring what we are, how we represent ourselves, good, bad, happy, sad, the good, bad, and the ugly. So yes, it is all about alchemizing the energy that you consume. You must learn how to alchemize energy, and it is a daily practice. And I also find that as much as we also consume, there are individuals and there are human beings out there that alchemize, and they don't know that they're alchemizing. Every time, like, for example, perfect example, you're eating a meal, okay? Does that food just stay stuck in your body? No, it alchemizes, right? You have chemicals inside your intestines, inside your stomach acid, that break down the food particles into smaller and smaller particles down to the nutrients, right? And then it feeds the rest of your body, okay? And then the waste that is no longer needed, the waste that can't go anywhere else in the body, is released from the lower intestines, okay, through the colon and into a toilet bowl somewhere, all right? So meaning you have, like, let's say, for example, you have a sandwich. That sandwich doesn't stay a sandwich after you consume it. It turns into waste. You alchemize, you take in all the energy that you need, and then you release the rest. We have to do that on a deeper metaphysical, spiritual level. Alchemizing it's constantly around us. We're constantly alchemizing. For example, you have a soup, right? You get all of the ingredients. You need a pot, you need oil, a little bit of salt, seasoning. You get your vegetables, right? You get all the things. You get the fire, right? And you put all of those things together, and it alchemizes into what? A meal. Or you bake a cake. You get all the ingredients to bake the cake. We're constantly alchemizing, right? And so it's with all, and this being in the holiday or holy days, the season of the holy days, the holiday, the Christ Mass of Christ. Okay. Where, I've caught wind of this. People are kind of boycotting and they're not buying anything. People are just, being more intentional with their dollars. Well, yes, because there's less dollars to go around. But I feel that the collective we're increasing and becoming a lot more mindful and heartful and intentional behind what we're doing and what we're creating. Okay? You can have brilliant ideas. You can have brilliant ideas. You can have brilliant visions of what you would like to experience. But all of those brilliant ideas and visions and dreams must alchemize to manifest fully. And alchemization can take nanoseconds to decades to fully manifest into something. And it's all about what you're alchemizing with and who and with whom and how you're doing it as well. When you alchemize, are you causing suffering? Are you minimizing suffering? Are you creating joy? Are you creating sorrow? These are questions you have to ask yourself on an individual level. We all experience these things, but we don't necessarily have the space to process it. It's all about processing. So yeah, I don't want to make this video too long, just a bit of food for thought and just be a bit more intentional with your dollar this season. And, I've heard of very unique ways of where people aren't, there's some people who have, there's always a spectrum, right? People that take it a bit too far. And there's this thing where it's like a no-buy year, like they're not buying anything, and it's just like, other than obviously their necessities. But I mean, like nothing. It's a no-buy year. And then you have people who are intentional where they're in the middle, where they're still spending. However, they're intentional with it, with their time. So there's one YouTube, I like her. She's German. Her name is Eco-Friendlia. Her name is Leah. But Eco-Friendlia, that's her name, her channel. Check it out. She's up to 30,000 subscribers, I think, so far. She's been on YouTube for quite some time, but she's a minimalist, but I would just say she's intentional. It's intentional living, because she's not, the trick with minimalism is that you can minimize your life experience negatively. You can you don't want to deprive yourself from things that bring you joy, that are created and meant to bring you joy. And so her approach, which I thought was quite balanced, really. So there's 12 months in a Gregorian calendar in a year. And how she goes about it is anything that, like, let's say she wants to buy like a new sweater or new socks or a new camera or a new laptop, something, like that. She allows herself to buy one item per month. So 12 items in that 1 year. That way she's still experiencing things that bring her joy, and yet she's not overspending and not overindulging and not overdoing it and losing sight of her values. It's still in alignment of her values, but it's not to the point where is depriving her experience. And I thought that was so neat, because as someone where I'm gearing up to make a really big move, overseas, and it's like, I know I can't take everything with me, but I can't leave everything behind. I'm an artist, I'm a musician, as far as my clothes, right, they only allow you to take 2 big large suitcases, and then 1 carry-on bag, and then like a little extra little bag, and then that's it. And so, there are things I've had to let go. Like, I released my cello and I had that for 20 years. And it became like a kind of an antique, because the integrity of the instrument. It was factory made, so it wasn't handmade or hollowed out wood. No, it was factory made, but a lot of energy and time, blood, sweat, and tears went into playing those notes. But I got to a point in the season of my life when the connection I had to that instrument was done. The contract I had with that instrument was done, and I didn't want to hold on to something just for sentimental value, because I think that that's something it's not part of my value system. It's not a part of my paradigm to hold on to things, not use them, and just hold on to it just because. I don't think that that's healthy for me. It may be meaningful for other people, but it's found a home, and it's being played, and I've put her to rest. I'm very, very grateful, and it's not to say I won't pick up another cello on my path, but I also know I have to be intentional with my instruments that I have. And I'm being guided down a whole new path with that, which is an interesting story that I'll share in time regarding my music. But yes, just being more intentional behind what we're alchemizing. Okay? That's all I have to share, really. So, thank you so much for being here. May this message find you well and whole. I'm hungry, so I'm going to go make some food and relax. It's a Friday evening, and yes, I'll see you soon. And please check out my energy videos. I'll be posting more. My energy readings will also be they'll be consistent, just like these videos, and they'll have a schedule, and I'll post that as well. But yeah, let me know, okay? Like if that's your thing. If it's not your thing, then just ignore it. It's no problem for me. Thank you. Goodbye.